Hi, Tom Cole for Buckeye Cable and BCSN, and welcome in to another edition of Sports Flash. And it's certainly an honor and privilege to welcome in a good buddy, Mr. Robert Moody. Robert, welcome. You know, you have a great football resume. I want to get into a few things. A Toledo guy who made good, first of all, at Scott High School. 2 Shoe Bowl championships at Scott. You played quarterback. You were a great quarterback. I got the privilege to coach against you at St. John's in one of the Shoe Bowls. Right. And you guys beat the bejeevers out of us, by the way, which I still hold a grudge. You guys were a great team. You know, we were young. You guys were great. So you had a great high school career. When you look back on your high school career, Robert, what stood out in your mind about that? Maybe a teacher, maybe a coach. What's stuck out in your mind there? Well,
what sticks out in my mind, Tom, was just the whole experience. Mm-hmm. It was community-based. Everyone was for each other. Right. Everyone cared. We had strong backing from teachers, community leaders, and teammates. We believed in one thing, and we all wanted to do well, to change the reputation of Scott High School and to kill a lot of stereotypes.
And you know, that's so important. I love Scott High School. I go over there every Thursday during the football season. We start up next week. I do a radio show out of Scott. They have a state-of-the-art radio.
I graduated out of that program.
Yeah, state-of-the-art. Right. I mean, it's beautiful. Right. They have a state-of-the-art television station, which BCSN, we do things with. We work with the kids on the radio, and they work the board, and we do interaction, and we broadcast. So I love Scott. I've been treated great over there. It's a great school, great teachers, great administrators. And yeah, I mean, people don't understand how terrific and the heritage that school has.
Right.
Many of the people that have made the city of Toledo came from Scott High School.
Scott High School.
Yeah, it's and they've I don't know if you've been around since they've redone a lot. They have the new field out there now.
Yes, I've been there.
Which is incredible, and the inside has been redone. It's so there is a renaissance going on over at Scott. How about a coach at Scott? Who was your coach? You guys were so successful. He must have been an imprint on you.
Right, definitely. It was Coach Johnny Hutton.
Oh, I know Johnny. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And he's kind of an all-business guy, right?
Right, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. That's why I was well prepared for college.
Yeah.
No nonsense, no excuses.
Yeah.
And give 100% every play.
Yeah, and that prepares you for life. Okay, we go to college. Make sure I get this right. Originally going to Akron.
Right.
Okay.
First year I played at Akron.
And Jerry Fouts happened to be there. We were chatting off air. You know, interesting coach when they jumped from Moeller to Notre Dame, which I thought, you know, why would you put a man in that situation? You're not, without any college experience, it's tough. And it probably didn't go too well for him at Akron either, I would imagine.
I was in that first recruiting class.
Yeah, it was a little tougher deal.
So, and you could tell it was just a little bit uneven.
Yeah, got it. Then you go to Defiance. I'm very familiar with Defiance. I love Defiance. It's a great school. Played quarterback there. Give me a remembrance from your experience at Defiance. You know, coach, you know, players that you played against, a game experience, anything that really stands out for you?
Well, I was able to be lucky enough to start quarterback, but also return kicks.
Yeah, but that's not luck, by the way. Right. A lot of people want to be the starting quarterback. You know what? One thing I found out about that, Robert, that ain't luck. No. You start quarterback because you're good. That's how it works. Yeah.
Right, thank you. And in that era, I was leading the country in 89 and 90.
Okay.
I played against a guy from Anderson College, who I was very impressed with, a receiver named Brad Lamb.
Right.
Who played in about 3 Super Bowls for Buffalo Bills.
Right. I remember
So, like we were talking before, at that level, people don't think that you can make it out of a small school.
Right.
But we give the same effort. Our speed shows up at the combine. And I think
tell the folks, you had a great 40 time. Tell me your 40 time.
4.43.
Yeah, that's a 4.43. That's like Deion Sanders. That's Deion Sanders speed. I mean,
it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's an incredible speed.
That came out of Scott. We were running Ottawa Hills.
Right.
And then we went to track practice right after the field drills.
Yeah. So were you a multiple sport athlete at Scott?
Basketball and track.
Yeah. I try to tell kids. You know, I think, Robert, sometimes kids today are sold a bill of goods in that if you want to be great at something, then you just do that and that's all you do. And in football, I know that if I'm recruiting a youngster for college and I know that he's a track guy like you or baseball or basketball on top of football, I'm going with a multiple sport athlete because I know he's a great athlete.
Right.
And I think sometimes the kids miss out. They miss out on the experience. Because I think it's great to experience other sports.
Well, it's great to stay in shape year round.
Right.
And have that experience of other pressures, which prepares you for your main sport.
And sometimes too, Robert, I find that, so you're the star in football. Okay, well maybe in basketball, maybe you're not the star. Maybe you're the fifth guy in the starting lineup. You're not the go-to guy. Right. Sometimes you learn more about yourself in sports when you have to take a little bit of a secondary role, and it makes you a better person, because it's not always going to be about you. And there's going to be a time when, I don't care how great you are, there's going to be a time somewhere a coach comes up to you and says, hey, Robert, okay, you used to carry it 25 times a game for us. Well, we're going to use you, but it's going to be 10, and we're going to work this other guy in. Right. And if you understand team, then you say, okay, coach, anything to help us win. If you don't understand team, then you pout and you cry, and then you go downhill. It goes downhill rapidly after that. From Defiance, you had a tryout in the Dallas camp. Was that right?
Dallas, I was a draft nominee my junior year.
Okay.
They wanted me to experience coming out early.
Okay.
But talking to my father, who's a very wise man, I stayed and graduated.
Okay.
Stayed, got my degree.
And congratulations to you. Everybody stops playing football somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere Joe Namath was told that you can't play anymore. Right. Joe Montana was told you can't play anymore. Marino was told you can't play anymore. Right. So the degree is important.
Very important.
So you get to Atlanta. I just interviewed your former coach at Atlanta, Jerry Glanville. He was. He might be one of the most interesting interviews I ever had. He's dressed in black from head to toe.
Still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, when I came to do the interview with him, you'll like this, Robert. I knew he'd be in all black, right? So I dressed in all black, and he's a race car driver. He's okay.
Right.
Well, I was putting gas in my car before I went to the interview. You know when you pull the hose out, sometimes it there's little. Yeah. So I got some gas on myself, So I went to shake hands with him. I said, Coach, I'm in all black for you. And I said, I even threw some gas on myself to make you feel comfortable. And he started laughing. And he's a character. I mean, you got, what were your remembrances, some of them, of Coach Glanville?
Directions that he gave.
Okay.
Booming and direct. There was no punches pulled.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Right.
And players appreciate that.
Yeah, and I love his, what was his famous saying about telling people, the NFL, what it stands for.
That's right. Not for long.
Not for long. If you keep doing that, you're not going to be
groceries.
Here. Yeah.
That's true.
Then you move on to the play with the Thunder, which was the first edition of the Thunder. It's at 93-94, and you guys won your runner-ups championship 93. Win the championship in 94.
Yes.
What do you remember? Something that sticks out in your mind about the Thunder?
Everything about the Thunder. That was a special time. That's when everything came together, full development as a player, maturation process, and things of that nature. I witnessed other high school athletes getting a second chance.
Yes.
Where they didn't make good decisions
right.
Early on and had a second chance at it. Also, community-based things of gang members being able to come together and squash everything and be a part of one team.
Right.
That was important.
Yeah.
And we were successful. It gave people a chance to be winners at something in their life. We watched them grow as they experienced some success.
You know what, Robert, people don't get about sports, and you've played and you've been great, is it's not, everybody wants to win. Nobody goes out in any sport and says, geez, I hope they kick the heck out of me today. Everybody wants to win, but what you learn about yourself, about getting along with people,
right.
You work a lot of times with people on teams that you wouldn't necessarily hang out with.
Right.
But then you learn that, they're pretty good guys,
right.
and it teaches you so much. And
so much about life.
That's why sports are important. People, people get it mixed up.
Totally.
Yeah, that's the lesson. There's so many of those, and then
they're life lessons.
They are life lessons. And then when you hit adversity, I know sports guys. They don't quit.
Never.
They get up off the floor and they get back in the game.
Find a way.
Yeah, they find a way to, we're going to fix it. We're going to do what we have to do. And that's why sports are so. What does it mean to you to see the Thunder now reincarnated? I see you at the Thunder games.
Right.
We broadcast them on BCSN.
Right.
We weren't broadcasting when you guys were doing that.
Right.
And you see them winning the way they are. What does that mean to you?
Well, I've had a chance to go and speak with the team, and they honored me and said my stats and the things that we had done. I'm grateful again for young men to have a second chance,
right,
and to get it right this time, and just to represent Toledo and their families and community, in a positive way.
Certainly, and represented very well. Tell the folks what you're doing now professionally.
I'm a behavior specialist. I work with challenged and at-risk youth in a correctional setting. things of that nature. We teach cognitive behavioral health.
You know, one of my all-time favorite things that I ever heard, presidents say a lot of things, but John Kennedy once said that one person can make a difference, and that everybody should try.
Right.
And Robert Moody, you're making a difference, and we
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
what
Thank
you're doing
you
in this
very
community. Thanks so much for being with
Yes,
us,
sir.
Robert.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Tom Cole for Buckeye Cable and BCSN.